Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 1st of December 2021, sort of last month of the year already, and it means that November's over. Normally my least favourite month of the year, but this one wasn't too bad actually. Quite a lot of nice weather and what have you. So I guess we'll have to see what December holds for us. I'm normally quite busy during December, everybody trying to get in their jobs before Christmas, and yeah, I'm kind of rapidly getting very busy. Yesterday I had to, well, one of my jobs yesterday, I had to replace a shower isolator switch, pull switch. The old one wasn't working, and when I opened it up there was sort of quite a lot of evidence of burning. Yeah, the ends of the wires were charred because of a loose connection, so I just replaced the switch, re-terminated the cables, popped them in, job done. But there was quite a strong smell of fish, and just a little kind of warning for you as far as electrics are concerned. Just a bit of free advice here. If you smell a fish smell and there's no apparent reason for it, you know you haven't got sort of last night's fish and chip leftovers in the bin or whatever, but you can smell a fish smell, get an electrician in to check out your electrics quick, because it's a classic kind of telltale sign of sort of overheating cables. So there's a little tip for you. Anyway, I'm not here to give you electric tips, but sort of my news and views of what's going on currently with the whole Lurgy situation. And I saw a video this morning before going out over breakfast, and it was a guy who was clearly on one of the London sort of shopping trips, and he was saying very much that things are definitely changing. There's a sort of a new atmosphere in the air now, quite palpable. And he was saying that this time last year you'd put an anti-narrative comment on sort of Facebook, Twitter, etc., and you get a storm of pro-narrative kind of people coming on and having a go at you. And that's what he was saying, and he was saying he's just not getting that now. More and more people are kind of agreeing with him, and he's certainly not getting nearly as much flack for his views. And then another thing he said, it was only about a 2-minute interview with him. Unfortunately, I can't really get it on here. It's not on a platform where I can share easily, so I'll just have to relate what he said. But this other thing he said he was talking to someone who knows quite a lot of civil servants who work in Parliament and all the rest of it. And this person was saying that the civil servants and the people they work for are absolutely scared stiff. He actually said it in a much more crude way, with the word starting with S, but they are absolutely in themselves. So that's what he said, and I can well believe it. And so they should be, because there's so many people kind of onto them now, onto them and their BS, and people just, I think with this whole thing here in England, people are going through the motions. Some people aren't even obeying it at all. Plenty are, but I think they're just going through the motions, and they know it's BS. Whereas last year it was better do what the government says. Oh dear, Lurgy, the Lurgy's everywhere. Now it's kind of, yeah, right, but they're just going along with it, I guess, for an easy life. But they're kind of, they know it's BS. I think everybody knows it's BS, apart from the very, very sleepy ones, the very, very pro-narrative ones. But I think the general feeling out there now is, you know, we all know it's BS. People are waking up, and I don't think it's going to be long now until the whole kind of narrative collapses. So I thought that was a very interesting video. I haven't got too much else to relate at the moment. If I come across anything else interesting to talk about, I'll be back later. But I'll leave it here for now. Tim from Fair Play Now, thanks for watching. Just a quick add-on here about the powers that shouldn't be absolutely essing themselves. You can see evidence of this now. There's been quite a few instances where certain politicians have been getting sort of unnaturally angry, and angry for no reason. We had old Savage Javid, I think last week, he had a guy who had been double V'd, and he was concerned that the sort of B that he was going to go for wasn't going to kind of match up with the same two that he'd had before, and he was asking Javid about this. And instead of Javid just coming out with some reasonable explanation, he had a go at him, didn't he? And he said, try having some respect for the November Hotel Sierra. And, you know, really disgusting reply. I'd have said to Javid, well, you know, why don't you try having some respect for the citizens you're supposedly serving at the moment? That would be sort of more like it, wouldn't it, mate? And so, but that was a weird outburst. You've got Johnson, who seems to be losing it with his Peppa Pig thing. You've got that terrible bloke in the Northern Territories, Australia, who did a speech, or he had a press conference, I think it was last week, and he was practically sort of foaming at the mouth. He looked absolutely rabid, that bloke, sort of just crazy. So these guys are losing it. They are petrified. They are essing themselves, and expect to see a lot more of this. And, you know, it's not because they're getting angry. It's because really, deep down, they are essing themselves.